notes. Look, I've got notes. They're just blank. I've got notes. Welcome to Today Tonight.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. This is our Christmas edition of My Little Pet Project. I have next to me the lovely, the beautiful, the always vibrant
you could just
Tina
stop
Yong.
there. Hey guys.
And the visionaire I call Mr. Will.
What's up? Hey guys.
Yeah. So what's happening?
Nothing much. I mean, I'm sort of quiet now because it's getting towards Christmas and not many weddings and stuff on, which is good because it's been so crazy. But yeah, that's what's been happening.
Yeah. What about you, Will?
Oh, nothing much.
Been,
Kicking
happy
back. No, just basically started a new project, so I'm pretty excited about that. Getting into education, so teaching kids with a friend of mine. Basically teaching kids how to learn computer code.
So, really? That's what they've upgraded to? I didn't remember using a computer back in school.
Yeah. So, that's what we're trying to do.
It's
anyway,
it's the future now. Like,
it's the future.
No, it's the future. It's going to be like the movies, have 12-year-old kids hacking into the CIA main database. I almost said mainframe.
Now.
This is embarrassing. I come from that background. So, so it's been a crazy week.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I wasn't quite sure whether I should bring it up or not, but it would seem kind of like the elephant in the room if I didn't at least bring it up. But yeah, so if anybody's been living under a rock, like we've had some major incident happen in Sydney just in the last couple of days. So it's a little bit unfortunate.
It's a bit. I guess it's probably a bit of a shock for, I guess, everyone living in Sydney because we're not used to experiencing anything like that at all. We see it on TV, we see it in movies, but it's the first time it kind of hit home for everyone. I guess everyone's kind of a bit like, what would actually happen? And I guess we're all kind of a bit, I don't know. I guess we're a bit kind of shocked, but at the same time, like throughout the media and everyone's saying that a terrorist event is bound to happen. I guess, and I guess it's. For us, it wasn't on that large scale. But still, it shakes you, moves you, because it kind of changes the way, it threatens your lifestyle. I guess.
Yeah, but I guess like for me, where I stand is, obviously it's been put in question whether this was or in fact like a terrorist event. I mean, you're really arguing semantics here. There was a guy who held people at hostage with radical sort of like ideals or whatever, and I guess you could say he was a terrorist, but in the whole scheme of things, like to maybe put people's mind at ease, like the media have really sort of like stressed that he's not really associated with like a larger terrorist organization, which is I guess sort of like the light at the end of the rainbow. But it still doesn't sort of dampen the fact that, this shit happened here.
Yeah, I mean, it's still happening. It's still so shocking. My heart drops. So every time I see it, it's just like plastered everywhere on social media, on the news, everything. So,
my Facebook is just all about it. It's just like post after post after post.
Yeah, but at least it's over. Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of. There's still,
Well, it makes me think like if the flag wasn't put up, just say that if there was no flag at all, like how would we perceive that event? Like was it just like a standard,
some crazy guy, just some
crazy guy,
people
right?
hostage. But it's just that flag and that. I mean, just before the whole thing happened as well, on the media there was all that, don't go out or you'll get beheaded and all that, drama. So, so this just amped it up and everyone's just sort of crazy and I just feel sorry for. That religion now because people feel unsafe to go out and it's sort of really ridiculous. Like one person's action shouldn't be responsible for that,
Yeah, like I've heard of parents as soon as that incident happened, they basically sent for someone to pick up their kids from school just because they didn't want their schooling their kids at school at that particular time, because they're of that faith and they thought that goes to show sort of how much faith they have in people's level-headedness, you know, like they're just fearful for themselves. And I mean, as an immigrant, hearing stories from my mum and dad, like I can see where that's coming from, like you know, because they live with that fear now because they've experienced that, you know. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they've experienced sort of persecution for no other reason than you know, you belong to a culture or a race or whatever that are somehow now the enemy. And yeah, it's just unfortunate, I guess, but you know, like, I mean, a good thing to come out of it is, well, I mean, like it's a good show of, you know, solidarity, you know, like this whole hashtag thing of I'll ride with you.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I think that was really nice. First I was like, what is this? Is this like, I didn't get it at first, and then I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. It's because people were just hashtagging. It's like no explanation. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But then once I found out, I was like, yeah, that's, you know, that's really nice, and I guess like a way to give back somehow. Yeah,
but what do you, like, in terms of, you know, this whole social media craze, like getting a message out there? I mean, like, yeah, you can get your, like, the hashtag has gone viral and you can get your stuff out there. But I've been reading these articles, and there's a good article written up on Vice that I read just yesterday or last night or whatever. Vice, man. Vice. Damn, Vice. I know. We're not worthy. Yeah. But they made a good point. Like, you know, how long will this last, and how practical is it, and who's actually going to, like, you know, who's actually going to follow through with it, you know?
Of what? Of
just the practicality of it. Like, you know, it's good that it's out there. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like in terms of how useful is it? Like, for me, it's like the last thing I want to see is another Coney, where people kind of say, yeah, you know, it's good. They just post a hashtag, and then for them, their job is done, and they get sort of like
they feel better about themselves.
They feel better about themselves, right? And then but they haven't really done anything.
I think that's like 99% of everybody that's in social media. That's what they do, is they just do that one post or that one action or that one hashtag, and then go, oh, my job's done, that's it. And then go back to, like, you know,
that's with so many other things, like what that ice bucket challenge.
Yeah,
I think that was a bit
that's like a perfect example of it.
Yeah, so things like that. I think like even in the future, more of those things will just catch on. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, and then they're like, yep, cool, done and dusted. But that's social media for you. That's the new age. Yeah, but
anyway, speaking of social media, the reason why I got you guys out here was, I mean, you guys are no strangers to social media, and in particular, sort of like online content, creating stuff for YouTube, like Facebook and like Instagram, because I know you're like the queen of the selfie on Instagram. Yeah, like really.
I am.
Most people when they
isn't that what it's for? My feed, Instagram feed is just.
Have you seen her selfies?
And food.
My selfies at another level. Okay, I mean, like how I got into this was because I was learning photography, and I wanted to put my, you know, what I learned to practice, but then I didn't have a subject, right? So I was like, okay, so how hard is it if I could just sort of focus on myself and download the app and use my phone to, you know, take the photo? How hard could it be? And I was just, you know, experimenting with the lights and everything, and that's how these selfies came to be. Not like me in the car with my fish lips or anything. You know, they're a bit better.
I haven't stalked you that far back on your Instagram, but what I've seen so far is, like, you know, perfect lighting and ring lights, because you can see the Castlelight
eyes. I love the ring light.
You got ring lights.
She got a ring light. You know that the ring lights we used for our music video, the first one we shot.
You got that on your
I have a ring light.
Wow,
that's
next level.
That's next level selfie, man.
Next levels.
See,
they should actually make a camera.
With
a phone.
A lens.
Yeah, or a lens, like the new iPhone 7.
No, they do.
It should have like a ring light on it.
The Nexus 6 has a ring light on it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, the Motorola, the Moto X has it. It's got the lens and then a ring light around the lens.
Oh, wow.
She's going to get one.
There you go.
Yeah. Right after this podcast, she's going to be out there.
eBay or something.
Makes a difference.
Yeah. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it was, I mean, in this day and age, it's really easy for everyone to sort of have a voice.
It is.
I mean, like, people like me who don't really have any formal media training or anything like that can create a podcast, you know, and
which is cool.
Which is cool. Like, it's awesome because, like, that's sort of part of the reason why I remain sane is because I get to do this stuff instead of sitting there just staring at a monitor like a media in front of me all day long. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about sort of the kind of videos you create.
Okay, well, a bit about why I even started creating videos was because, so I do hair and makeup full time. I freelance and I also teach. But then my background before I did all that beauty stuff was I studied graphic design.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, so...
Oh, she's one of us. You're one of us. She's one of us.
One of you guys.
I think everybody has. Yeah. Anyone that's had like a bit of creative, in a creative field has done graphic design.
Graphic design or like, you know, IT or just something.
Anyone that's made videos has done computers.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Oh, really? That's the telltale sign? You're like, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, after that, I mean, I studied it and I never really sort of pursued it because, first of all, the junior graphic design, like the salary was just... bullcrap. Like, I know. It was so bad. And because I just realized I didn't want to be stuck in an office all day, like in front of a computer.
Yeah.
I'm more hands-on. I like to meet people. And then after I did beauty therapy and I loved it, but then I felt sort of robotic, like doing the same procedure, using the same machines. And so, you know, I was stuck, and at that point in my life, I felt like I was just starting over again because you're like, what is it that I want to do? What is it?
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I merge the two things that I love together? And so I was like, oh, cool, hair and makeup. And then after I did that, I mean, you sort of...
So instead of drawing on paper, you're drawing on faces.
Yeah, exactly. I get my design and I get my beauty and I get to meet people and I get to be hands-on. But then I missed the design, like actually sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah.
And so that's when I, you know, picked up my camera and I was like, you know, I'll just do YouTube. And that time I was working with Matt Granger as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the first time I heard of you was because it's funny, we have a lot of mutual friends, but I actually heard of you and saw you on YouTube through Matt's
channel. Yeah, so I helped Matt out a lot, and he sort of just like pushed me. He's like, yeah, you should do it. You should totally do it.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I gave it a go. And you know, each time I do a video, I try to up it a bit, and I don't know, just learn how to use Premiere Pro better, or the sound or the lighting, adjust it a bit. And I like to play around with that stuff. Not that I make like heaps of money or anything from YouTube. It's just my creative outlet.
Yeah.
But I think that's like definitely helped me get more clients because one, I'm getting myself out there, and then two, people can actually see my work and skills and can sort of like relate to you before they book you. Because I mean, when you book someone online, it's sort of nicer to get to know them, or like I know lots of clients would click on my videos to see. Yeah. So that's helped me like in the business aspect, and that's why I do it. And yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So your videos, are they actually like makeup tutorials?
Yeah, so I do tutorials and I do some vlogs and stuff, but we're mainly like focused on tutorials.
Cool.
Yeah. And I don't think there's like any really big Asian makeup artist that's doing like
Asian, Australian, just like YouTube is such an untouched thing in Australia for some damn reason.
It is. We're a bit behind like that.
Well, there's what's her name? Michelle Fan. Like she's massive.
Right? See, you guys are guys, and you guys know who she is.
Come on, the only reason I know about contouring and making sure you put like a nice moisturizer on before you put your foundation is because of Michelle Fan.
So, oh wow, educating men and
I know. If she comes up with a tutorial on how to like reduce pores on an Asian face, like an Asian male face, without makeup, of course.
Oh, without makeup.
Yeah.
See, I think that's a good like niche market if you do makeup videos for guys.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's
dibs,
the thing.
Yes.
Maybe you guys can be my models, my male models.
If somebody comes up with that before me, I'm suing.
What do you mean? I can do that. You guys.
I was the one that came up with it. So.
Hey, but we're a team, man. We're a team.
True. That's it.
All right, mate. Oh yeah. For those who don't know,
dope sauce.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Will and I create a lot of videos together on our other channel, Dope Sauce. So he's one of the creative minds behind it.
Dope Sauce. When I think of Dope Sauce, it's Dirty Birdie.
Yeah. Well, that was one of our first. Was that our first video? I think that was one of our.
Oh my gosh!
I think that was.
That was our first.
I mean, we
video.
made like little kind of like shitty ones on the side. But I think that was the one that kind of.
Well, that was the first one officially under Dope Sauce, because the rest of it was all scattered around everywhere and just like no focus really. Yeah. And
so wait, are you guys still doing that or?
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're always kind of me and Ken. We're always looking for ideas. We're always getting concepts down, but I guess like,
life happens,
and like we've got like full-time jobs, so it's a bit hard. But I mean, always it's just, we just have great fun doing it, and that's why every time if there's an opportunity to do a new video, for sure. Because
I think at one stage we were looking at making it go commercial, and That's sort of, and I think that soured it a little bit.
Yeah,
because it was really more of a creative outlet for us more than anything else. So,
but doesn't mean you can't turn it into income.
No, I mean, definitely not. I mean, you know, if anybody wants to sponsor, you know, a cool
let's just put it out there, guys. If you guys want to sponsor Dope Social Media, or if you're really talented and have some uber crazy skills that you want to showcase, then contact these guys.
Definitely.
You know, you got to put yourself out there. This whole segment.
Candy Lou from the West and Will DopeSourceMedia.com.
Yeah. Definitely.
T's and C's apply.
Yeah, that's right. But I guess for us, we're just kind of looking for that next project. I think because really we don't want to jump at just doing something for the sake of doing it. Like you know, like Will and I, we go off and do our own separate projects as well. But whenever we get together, we try and do something that's kind of worthwhile and meaningful. You know, like it's more of a collaborative, creative effort when it comes to us too. So
well, hopefully one day you can like do what you love and still like make lots of money from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's I guess that's the goal.
That's always
that's
the
goal
dream.
for everyone, isn't it? Like do what you love and be really kind of make it really profitable and live off it. So, I mean, I don't kind of go, oh, that's what I want to do, Dope Source. I just want to make really cool videos. You know, whatever happens after that happens. So
like our inspiration really is one of the inspirations anyway, major one is Vice. Like we just draw.
You aspire to be Vice.
No, we're not aspire to be Vice, but we see what they do and we think, you know, they're showing people that it can be done. Like, you know, one of the topics I wanted to bring up was new media.
Like, we don't do documentaries at all. Like we just we do actual like just whatever, just videos in general. But that Vice movement, how it's so organic, how it started off the start, and they didn't advertise or anything like that. It was just people telling people, oh, check out Vice.
How long do you reckon it took them to get to where they are now?
To be honest, not very long.
Well, they started off as a magazine,
because they
right?
just
they were an actual print magazine.
Is it because they just like kept working and kept churning out these videos that they have?
It's because they touched on matters that matter. Like they like as soon as something happens in Syria, they were on the ground. Subject matter that doesn't make like that's the thing with new media. You know that's what sort of coined that someone's coined the term new media, and that sort of I think Vice falls within that category. They touch on things that mainstream media won't touch because maybe it's not because the problem with TV now is that they have to fit within a certain format. Like you have to have like sound bites, restrictions. Like, you know, obviously there might be sort of geopolitical
like, you know, the working channels. Those channels obviously rely on advertising, right? And then you have
so what they air has to be a certain sort of
and also the stories have to be like say 30 seconds and as like, you know, they have to have a certain number of fluff pieces. Format. Whereas Vice, like one of the best ones I watched was the one where they touched on that couple that recruit for Fashion Week, and they're showing sort of how dirty that side of it is. Sleazy, not sexually sleazy, but sleazy, and like these girls are really taken advantage of.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that one? That's one of my favorites.
Interesting topics that like, you know, you wouldn't see on TV or would be like, oh, hush hush thing. Yeah,
and one of the latest ones, like one of the recent ones I've seen was the one when they talk about the Hong Kong riots. Not riots, or protests, sorry. And man, I was like, I mean, that's where I'm from, right? And
it's your people.
That's my peoples. And man, I was so emotional by the end of that story because I mean that's the thing with them. They're not journalists per se. They're more like documentary filmmakers, so they can have a view. Like it's not. I don't expect them to be impartial. Whereas like when I watch Channel 7, Channel 9, I expect.
But they don't really go full on with that view. Like they kind of go, this is our view, but let's explore it as a whole.
But they show
this is our left-wing view
or
right-wing view, and we're just going to run with that all the way. Like it's kind of, they tell you what it is, but then they let you see everything of it.
And just seeing what's going on the ground there. Like they just got people on the ground. I think it's important for them to do that. Like that's why I think just creating online content and sort of promoting this whole notion of new media is kind of important, and that's why I kind of brought you guys in because I think, you know, it's important to sort of keep promoting that kind of that area. And
There goes the voice recorder.
Yeah, it's alright. It's still rolling.
It's all good.
It's durable, right? Let's see what brand is this? Maybe we can plug that.
It's Zoom. It's Zoom. Yeah, we should peg it across the room and see how.
Sounds all about the plugs.
Yeah.
Hey, we can plug this, plug that. Yeah, see, we can make money off this and that.
Yeah.
I am. Not so much.
Yeah.
but-
Well, you recently did a gig. Can I say that?
What?
It was on last week.
Yeah. I mean, I work
Too
with
late now, man.
Yeah, Tina works with
Road.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
I wasn't sure.
I
I was
do
allowed to
their
say
makeup
anything.
and stuff. No, I mean, like, I don't really know anything about like any
Yeah.
products or anything, but I work with those guys quite a lot, and yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be too happy today.
No,
but,
We can edit it. That's
I
all.
can just put a little sticker
maybe
saying
this is
Road.
a call out. You can ask for a sponsorship from Road.
Yeah.
This is when I'm like how you drop the sound recorder. This is when it stops recording, right? Yeah.
But I'm sure they're jumping at the chance to sponsor like a relatively unknown podcaster from the West. You know.
You never know. You never know. I think like, do you guys feel sometimes like you're scared to ask or scared to put yourself out
No,
there?
man, I'm a publicity who I'll ask anything.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know how many times I've asked you to
I mean,
be on the podcast. You're like, I'm busy. On the podcast. 3 days later, are you on the podcast? Podcast.
So it's not scared like my background's in sales and marketing. So,
Okay, so you're
so
like,
it's
sell myself.
cold pitching and calling. That's
Yeah.
easy
That's
for
his
me.
thing.
But
Yeah.
it's more. It's not scared. It's like, okay, if I'm going to pitch someone, like I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I'm pitching has to be legit. It has to be like something that's gonna have a chance, right? So that, I guess, the pitch, right? That takes time.
Yeah.
I reckon that takes time. But actually going up to someone or calling someone and trying to get the time or the appointment.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you
you're
have
alright
to.
with
That's
that, yeah.
hustling. That's what you
So
need
I
to
mean,
do.
what
Yeah.
about those people that are like freelancing or like new to, I don't know, whatever it is you do, like a new business or something? It's just sort of putting yourself out there. I think that's like the hardest and the first thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Like what sort of
And-
mindset
and-
do you have to be? Like you're like, oh, well,
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, like when I sort of first started, I sort of just had to put myself out there, but I always second guess myself.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, am I worth it? Or like even just doing my price list, I'm like, oh, am I worth this much or
Yeah.
this much, or you know? And it's sort of like, oh, how do you know and how do you justify? So I mean, like, well, now I'm fine, but just that was one of my hurdles.
In the beginning, you mean?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah. I think that's normal because
Yeah.
you don't really know your craft that well, so you're kind of unsure of how much should I be charging. I'm a newbie. Like, am I overcharging? Am I undercharging? And your belief in yourself because you don't have that experience yet.
Yeah, I mean, like when I first started, I did
Takes a
lots
bit of
of
time.
free gigs.
Yeah. I think all of us did.
Yeah, I mean, like,
we've done
I
so
think
many.
I think a lot of people don't realize. I mean, like a lot of makeup artists that like want to become makeup artists or freelancing and all that stuff. They don't realize that, hey, like you have to showcase your work somehow, and these aren't always paid for.
Yeah.
So I did like lots of free work for about like a year and a half, just trying to get like networking, trying to meet photographers, and just trying to get clients. So it is really hard at first, and I mean,
It seems like it's generally a referral type business, right?
It is. I think, yeah, no,
like
definitely
you do
it
one
is.
client and then they refer you on. Like is that type of
yeah, definitely,
your
because
initial-
if they
yeah.
trust their friend who's referred, you to them, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. You know, with I think as we're talking about like online social media and videos in general, right? I think makeup and tutorials, makeup tutorials, like that's those tutorials have affected, I guess, like mainstream society a lot. Like due to the fact that,
Definitely.
yeah, like I
Definitely.
see the makeup game for girls these days has improved dramatically.
Yeah.
Like within the last 5
We
years.
thank you, Michelle Fanning.
No joke. Last 5 years, the girls now they know how to put on their makeup.
Yeah.
Like it's
You
it's
know,
kind of
definitely.
like
I mean, like it's even driven sales for cosmetic
Yeah.
companies, and I think people realize now that hey, if you give this girl this channel like
Yeah.
a free lipstick,
Yeah.
you could probably sell more than you putting an ad in like a magazine because she's got millions of like followers.
And just to
stuff.
be clear, I think it's not so much like we're not. I think I might be putting words in your mouth, but I don't think it's like girls are putting on more makeup, right? But
No, they're
just
doing
just
it
doing it the right
correctly.
way.
Yes.
Because I've seen so many
Yes.
times where you go up to a girl and from far away, you know, it's kind of cool. The Monet effect, and then you come up close, and there's like crackling, it's caked on, and she's like, "Oh my god, man, it looks like pavlova." Like,
okay, so from a guy's point of view, so I mean, a lot of guys are like, "No, I don't like girls that wear makeup. I like them more natural." Are you guys want to?
Dude, I think.
Or do you actually have an appreciation for girls that actually put effort in to look good?
Fuck yeah!
I have a theory. I have a theory on makeup, right? So,
okay, let's hear it.
So for a girl to put on makeup, right, I think it should be complementing her features. It shouldn't be adding features.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like some girls, I think they just pile it too much on and they're trying to add things that they don't have. Like I think makeup should just be like complementing what you do.
Like just
enhancing yourself.
Yeah, no,
not giving yourself like features you don't have. And I don't know the
sculpted cheeks.
Yeah, sculpt cheeks and things like that. I think as long as it enhances you, then it's good.
Don't worry. I mean, like the first date, just take her swimming and then you'll see what she looks like.
Yeah.
Or find out.
But some of them are waterproof. Like they don't even come off. So.
Oh, you'll just have to like take her under a waterfall or something. A bit more pressure.
What about you, Ken? What do you reckon?
So what do you suggest? Like first date in the swimming pool first? You rather find out in the swimming
Lots
pool
of
than in bed in the
chlorine
morning, right?
in the swimming pool.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So how would you feel towards that? Because I always like hear jokes about it, like, oh, you know, come home with this, wake up to that, like. Yeah. Would you prefer like them just always have makeup on, or you don't mind like just?
I don't know. Like I mean,
not always.
I don't
because then you get used to that look.
I think there's a fine line because like I'm a firm believer in sort of not instilling false ideals of beauty in young women. Especially now I'm like an uncle. I just don't want her to grow up with because I see it, man. Like especially like we ran nightclubs back in the day as well, and like. You see both ends of the spectrum.
So it's YouTube tutorials, man. I'm telling you.
Never revolutionized makeup.
Yeah, but you see like some girls they're trying too hard, you know, and then some girls like I appreciate a natural look. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what would be really good right now? You pull up photos of examples and you'd be like, yep, tick, or like, that's too much makeup.
Nah, I can't do that.
Go on Instagram, I'll show you.
Yeah. No, like, just like maybe with stars or something. But, you know, that could be another segment for another podcast.
But another thing as well with this whole makeup topic is that, like, now that the girls are doing their makeup really well, it seems like there's like that one particular look. I don't know, it's like this Asian look that it's kind of like how they apply the eyeshadows and everything. Like, that's becoming like a stock standard look.
But do you think that's just because we're not sort of in that area? Because I mean, a lot of people are like...
That's from my observation. I might be wrong.
Okay, no, I do agree to...
From an untrained eyes...
Yeah. I mean, I totally understand because I mean, nowadays, think about it. If you've got like HD cameras, you can't pile on makeup like years ago. And years ago,
4K now, man.
Like, so like makeup's still got to cover blemishes, but then still look good in camera. So you have to have that balance that it looks good in real life. And all these girls are taking selfies now, so they still have to balance that. But like, there's trends like with fashion, with anything. Makeup, there's like the latest trends like contouring, you know, really getting that nice sculpted look but still look natural, getting that higher nose bridge but like no one can tell because you're creating shadows and not really like just drawing in the nose. So I mean, there's just like trends into everything, but I agree, like everyone's sort of like
a specific trend to it.
There's this look that just looks nice, you know, and it's just like that in between, not too much. And whereas before, that Japanese look was so in with really thick eyelashes and
really long
So we'll see maybe like another 5 years what will be in. Maybe like blue lipstick will totally be in. Smurfs, you never know.
Smurf look.
I'm predicting it now, okay? 5 years later, if anyone's watching blue this, like I started the blue lips.
What's a girl going to walk around looking like they've been strangled, you know, purple lips.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You never know. I've seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, skinny jeans on the notion of skinny jeans on men might have seemed
so now
silly,
we're going
like
to
10
fashion,
years ago.
okay?
No, I'm just using an example, I guess, to support what we were saying.
Okay, when you guys buy skinny jeans, what's the like fit that you look for? Like, you can sort of like squat and sit down still, sort of skinny?
I have a good gauge because I've got fairly big thighs, not fat, muscly. All right, get that right. But
doesn't skip leg day.
No, it's because I used to rollerblade as a kid, so my legs have always been sort of like
bigger.
Than, you know. Anyway, so when I get skinny jeans, if they don't come up past my thigh, then they don't fit anyway. So.
No, it's not one of those ones that you have to like suck it in.
No,
jump in
usually
bed.
what happens is
But
the
it
jeans
is.
that fit me are loose in my waist but tight on my thighs.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. Not loose, but
I've
just
never
kind
had
of...
a problem with jeans.
Yeah, well, you like
I'm
tall,
skinny,
slim.
so
Yeah.
it's but it needs to, I need to be able to sit and
Yeah.
eat food.
And eat food.
And
really
eat
important.
food.
Do you
And,
realize
like,
that your
yeah.
clothes is like just as important as makeup to girls?
Hell, I know.
Yeah,
Like
so-
the thing is, guys don't pay attention to shoes because we think, oh, it's all the
Yeah,
way down there.
yeah.
Girls, first thing they look at is shoes, man. It's like
It's true. It's true. Like if you're like
raggedy shoes.
Yeah.
You know the number of comments I got from like female friends like, really, black pants and brown shoes? I'm like, what? What's wrong with the black pants and brown shoes? But
I reckon girls dress for girls more than they do for guys.
Definitely, because
Yeah.
I mean, girls
it's-
understand girls.
yeah.
Sometimes like, you see like
Guys are
harem
easy.
pants. You're like,
Yeah.
what is this saggy like
yeah.
pant thing that she's wearing?
Chicks
But
check out chicks.
Maybe you
more
should
than
do like
guys.
tutorials for men
Maybe,
on
yeah.
how to dress, you know, from a
Maybe.
girl's point of view, because I think that would be useful for guys.
Definitely. Maybe can I use you guys as an example?
I'm not model material, like 5'8".
Definitely no.
What not to wear?
Like, I don't know how heavy I am now. 70, 75 or something
it's
kilos.
just-
Yeah,
not
that's
telling
all right. I'm a
you
guy.
that.
I can tell people how much I weigh.
Oh, you shouldn't tell people how much you lift then, right?
How much I can lift.
Yeah.
I can lift my body weight, I think,
Nah.
with my legs.
I fight with the girls' weights all the time at the gym. So
Yeah.
I go to the gym, all the girls are using the weights. Like, hey man, I need to use those weights too. So
Have you like
So, yeah.
moving on to like now we're talking about weights and fitness? Have you like noticed that is it as you get older, everyone just like is into fitness now, or is it just
No, I've dropped off. When we were doing the clubs and stuff, I was like going to the gym all the time. And then that was the beginning of the end was when we started drinking every week. But yeah,
Then
now
you're like, fuck
I'm
that.
not into it. But I have noticed, you're all right. I have noticed a lot of more people are into it.
And do you think that's because it's social media as well? Because I
Yeah,
mean, like
social-
you go to the
definitely.
gym,
pressures, man.
you go to the gym.
Definitely,
What do you do?
man.
You got to like take a selfie. You got to like update your
Yeah.
status. You're at the gym or check in
Yeah.
or something. Do something so people know you're at the gym.
But yeah, I mean, it's that brings me to another thing, right? Like on that Vice article, there was there was a phrase in there, and I thought it was really clever. And it's have you heard of the saying, if a tree falls down in the forest and no one's there to see it, did it still happen? Well, this thing's like a play on that where I'm paraphrasing. It's something along the lines of if a good deed is done and nothing in social media is written about it, did it still happen? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, like I saw people laying down flowers at the memorial at Martin Place.
Yeah.
And it's a somber kind of mood, and you lay your flowers down, you pay your respects, and I'm not holding any judgment on those people, but I just noticed that some people, they'll lay flowers down and they'll take a selfie or
Like a photo
not
of
a
it.
photo of the flowers.
Yeah, what
or
about those
something
people
like
taking
that.
selfies
Yeah,
while
I
they're
saw
waiting?
that.
At,
I mean, people just like
what the
taking selfies.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
find that
man, what-
disrespectful.
That's just so
man.
rude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like-
and I woke up in the morning and I found out what happened. Another person that died, and just like my mood descended, into like, oh, this is bullshit kind of thing. And I'm watching the telly, and then while one of the reporters was like at the memorial talking about what was going on, some guy's in the background on the phone talking, some guy in a blue shirt, and then he just goes, oh, that's like in the background, like waving to the camera, like hi mum kind of thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of stupid already, but I thought let it go.
Yeah.
And then he flips the bird at the camera.
Oh wow!
I'm like, get this fucking
I mean, some
mongrel out.
people
Like, if
are
I was
just-
there, I would have smacked him on the back of the head. Just what a moron. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty like
Yeah.
that's a douchey mood.
I was douchey. So.
Yeah, but
Did you guys
Yeah.
watch it live when the cops actually stormed in?
Yeah, I was
I
sitting
didn't
right
watch
there,
it
and the
live.
TV was set up
Really?
here, and I was watching it live. I was on my
Yeah.
feet within a second,
Yeah.
because I was working, and I just had it sort of on in the background and the volume down.
yeah,
And then, I tuned out, and then as soon I kind of noticed the reporter's tone had changed, and I looked over, and then you hear the bang, and and then I watched it live pretty
That
much.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Like same. Like I was basically falling asleep watching it, and then obviously the reporters they started like
Just reacting to it.
reacting to it, and you just see all of them just blazing, like just coming in, and everybody's just unloading flashbangs and just like round after round. And in my head, I was thinking, oh, maybe there's like more than just one guy.
That's what I thought too.
Because there's
Well,
no
'cause
way
then the
there's
amount of
like
people
there's
that
like
rushed in.
like the whole kind of special forces team were just unloading like shot after shot, and it's like there's only one guy in there with a shotgun.
But apparently,
it does get me thinking,
but apparently, I watched the footage carefully, and not all those bangs were gunfire. Because the shot
flashbangs as well.
The flashbangs go off, and they threw a whole hype in there. I'm not sure how. I'm not familiar with how flashbang works. I assume from video games that when you throw one, it just goes off once. But
I know.
But
Counter Strike.
But looking at the footage, it seems to me now that maybe they're a new type or whatever. Like when you throw one, they go off multiple times. Like there's multiple little bombs in there or something, bomblets.
Yeah. But it's just kind of like at that moment, I thought it was a bloodbath. Like I thought, there's probably like 5 or 6 of them, and like everything's just gone south, and like thank God afterwards, it's bad, but it wasn't as bad as what I.
Because I did a mental a quick count, a tally of people that came out, and then I did a little math in my head, and I thought, oh shit, there must be at least 3 people in there, which I think, I think I was right.
Yeah.
There was about 4 hostages in there. I'm thinking, just my thought went, oh, what the hell? Where are they? I hope they're lying on the ground because. Yeah. All that gunfire,
it's so scary. My heart drops every time, we talk about it, I hear about it.
Yeah.
And it does make me think, was that their best option for them to just do that?
Well, they had no choice.
Yeah.
Because I watched it live. Were you watching it live?
I wasn't watching it.
Because what happened was one of the reporters said, the cameras, they weren't even ready, and all of a sudden they see people running out, and the cameras you see the cameras flick over, and then one of the reporters says, oh, we just heard a bang, and they go, oh, we assumed, because they didn't want to say, oh, it was gunfire. They go, oh, we assume it's a door slamming shut, but I've been to that cafe, there's no door that's slamming shut. Why would it
and
then moments after you hear another pop, and they're like, oh, another door's closed, and I thought, oh, maybe more hostages are coming out, and waited like another few seconds. Nobody came out after that second pop, and in my mind I'm thinking, oh, that's the shotgun shit. And sure enough, within 2 seconds they stormed the place. Okay. So, and by all reports, it's consistent with what I saw. They're saying that he shot the victims before they stormed.
They said.
He shot. Well, it's confirmed that he shot one of them, which is the cafe manager Tory.
Right.
And the sniper said, sniper saw it from his vantage point and said, hostage down, window 2, and that's when they stormed.
Right.
And so I just feel sorry for the family.
Gosh. It's horrible.
Yeah. I think end of the day, they're the ones they're the specialists. They're the ones that have been training the rest of their lives to handle that situation. So what kind of frustrated me was the next day going on Facebook,
people
seeing all these feeds, and everybody's being a critic, everyone's being like a freaking anti-terrorist expert all of a sudden. They shouldn't have done that, they went in too early, or they went in too late, or whatever. It's like, man, leave it to the experts. What's done is done. Okay, you want to put in your 2 cents, but end of the day,
you weren't there, you didn't know all the facts, you don't know all the circumstances. They came to that decision based on stuff.
Exactly.
Knowledge,
some people were just being idiots, and I was like, oh man, unfollow.
I unfollowed 10 people yesterday. I just went. I just can't be seeing that.
Too much.
Yeah. And I've already put up with this stuff throughout the time. These people have already,
you're in a shit mood already that this is happening, and then you log on to Facebook or whatever,
and
you
see all these idiots. And I'm like, unfollow.
Unfollow. That's
unfollow.
I'm totally gonna unfollow.
Because when you defriend someone on Facebook, it's like, oh, that's the lowest shit, right? That's we're not friends anymore. I can't
believe he deleted me or she deleted me.
But when you unfollow someone, they don't know, so it's cool.
Yeah, but not only that, I'm like, oh well, it's it's okay for them to have another opinion, so it's not really up to me to say, oh, everyone has to agree with my what I think.
It's called an opinion.
Yeah, but then I'm like, oh, I just don't need to be seeing this today, so I just unfollowed. That's basically what it was.
That's it. Yeah. I don't know. What else do we need to...
Well, since we're talking about unfollows and following, what sort of social media platforms do you guys use? I mean, I love Instagram. It's just the easiest way to stalk someone and to get your work out there. Yeah. But I'm not a big Twitter person.
Yeah, I only just signed on Twitter recently.
That's a sin now.
Yeah.
You realise that's a sin now.
Yeah.
I don't really use social media that much personally. For for my own personal accounts.
Yeah.
But if I have a project to push, or if I'm doing something, then I'll use it a lot. But personally, it's just whenever I'm really not that engaged with it.
Yeah.
But then it's the best way to keep in touch with someone without actively following it up. There's some people on my Facebook which I haven't spoken to in a while, but I know
But you
everything
know
about their lives.
Yeah.
But I think that's
And-
sort of sad.
It is
It's
kind of
sort of-
sad.
it's
It is.
sad, yeah.
It is, but I guess
'Cause
that's what
it-
it's there for. Like, it's
Yeah.
there to be connected to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's great
Yeah.
that you can connect with someone, but your friends aren't really
But
your
you
friends
never get
anymore.
that. You never get that feeling of missing someone. And I guess like, and if you don't, like, you know, because if like back in the day for us, like if we haven't seen someone in a while and we think about them like, oh, wonder what they're doing. Yeah, give them a call, maybe catch up. And now it's like I know everything about them. It's almost like you're with everybody.
Yeah, but
24/7,
like,
that
okay,
you don't feel like
you
the
know
need to really
everything
catch
about.
up.
But I think
Yeah.
it's like you forget that hey, people don't post up their sad things in life. Like if they've
They only
gone
post
through
the
something,
side of
it's-
it.
that's
yeah,
another
that's
thing
another
as well.
side. So you know, like, I mean,
You're
with
just showing
most
like a
of people,
facade.
yeah,
like, you're not
they
really
just
showing
want to
the
like
truth.
show like, hey, my life is awesome, it's so glamorous, it's so perfect,
But-
blah 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 blah. But then really, like, you don't ever get to hear the other side because that's not what people really do. They don't post up.
Yeah, but
Like,
honestly though,
bad.
if you think back, since like, you know, you've been more active on social media. Oh, Tina's just got like how many subscribers on YouTube now?
I'm almost at 11,000.
You reached a new milestone. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, do you realize? Do you think that since you've sort of like been way more active on social media that you've flaked out on friends a lot more? Because I thought about it, and I think I have.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I
I'm
have.
sort of really different. I mean, like, I'm quite bubbly and friendly, but then I just don't have a big group of friends.
Yeah.
And I like to keep it like that because, I mean, like, there's acquaintances and people you meet in your life, but the ones that really mean a lot to me, they're just usually like my close cousin, and like, I mean, in family. That's me. Like, I just have a small group of friends, and it's sort of easier way like to connect and to catch up with
Yeah.
everyone. That's always been me, and I didn't always have like a big group of friends. So
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Doesn't
Yeah, you
faze
keep
me.
it small, intimate.
Yeah, it doesn't faze me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, I think if you're on social media or like even doing YouTube, you're not gonna have people that love you completely, like, you know, like what you put out there, and you sort of just have to ignore the bad negative side and
Yeah.
don't not let it get to you. So yeah, in that regards, like, yeah, I just catch up with my close friends and not really
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
worry
mean,
about
like,
others.
I'm not saying like, you know, you're just totally ignoring people, but like I found that I'm more willing to sort of like, I've got deadlines this Friday, you know, whereas before I would sort of make time and go, well, yeah, I'll maybe come out for a couple of hours and then I'll go home and go do work. Now I'm like, I'm just kind of busy now.
I guess
And,
it happens when you grow up, huh? You're like,
yeah.
you weigh it out, like your
Yeah.
career or just like, you know, your social life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if you can balance both, but it's just finding that balance that's really hard.
And I think before it was more like, you know, I didn't have that interaction, so you would make more of an effort because, I haven't seen these guys in a month or whatever. Like, I'll just make time. I'll go there for an hour and I'll come back into work. And now it's like, maybe I don't feel the immediacy of like wanting to see
The
somebody.
need for it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
I
you kind of
getcha.
feel like you're always in touch anyway.
Yeah, always in touch
It's like,
anyway.
I know what
Yeah.
you ate for lunch. I don't need to
Yeah,
see you.
especially
Yeah.
Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
actually, you don't post for.
I
for-
don't.
since,
I
like,
think
food.
because I treat my Instagram and my social
With
media
respect.
with like as a business, like, you know, because I want to be true to my brand, like Tina Yong. I'm not really about food too
Yeah.
much, you know. I wanted to push things that I like and what my brand's about. So just staying true to my brand, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did you like grow your viewership? Like, what's kind of like, did you proactively had steps to like go, okay, 5 months time I'm gonna get 5,000
Well, I
subscribers
definitely
and
have
things
goals
like
that I wanted
Yeah.
to reach.
Did you have like a strategy in terms of how you're gonna grow? Because there's obviously, if I go to YouTube and I look up makeup tutorials, I'm gonna see like, I don't know what, millions of
Yeah,
videos. So
yeah.
so what's your strategy? How do you keep yours like fresh and make yours different?
Well, I think like my point of difference would be because I just try to put high quality videos out there and still present it in a good way, like have the audio really good and the lighting, everything sort of on point. I didn't want to churn out like quantity over quality, and that's what I've always been about. And I think that, and because I've had a couple like shout outs from other YouTubers as well, so just going
cool.
to like YouTube events and
Yeah.
networking, and then just getting people to see your stuff, really, because that's the hardest thing. You can be
Yeah.
like the best makeup artist out there, but if you're hidden in the room and you don't talk to anyone, no one knows you, then
Yeah.
there's no point, right?
Yeah.
It's just sort of networking, getting yourself out there and telling people. So I tell my clients, you know, I always ask my clients like, oh, so how did you find me? And they're like, oh, okay, so Instagram or YouTube, and I Googled this and whatnot. So I was like, okay, cool. So I know what's working. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Like, I haven't like spent money on, I don't know, like my SEO or anything. I haven't really done any sort of like fancy marketing. I've just sort of put myself
organic,
out
right?
there. And because I can sort of do everything myself, as in like film, I can do the makeup and do the hair, I can just edit, I can turn it out. So I'm like a one-man production. So it's easier for me, so I don't have to fork out money to get that done. And I also just have the drive to do it. You know, you want to be able to do it. It's fun for me to do. So it's easy for me to just shoot a quick tutorial or take before and after shots of clients, as long as they're happy, of course, and just put it out there, because I know like if you start putting up your work, then more people will see it, more people will like it. And then it just grows from there, and it's just that first step, you know. Yeah,
because that's one thing that sort of struck me when you when I saw your videos, was the production value was kind of very high. Just like,
and I'm just like a noob. I'm just like I'm barely just like, I'm on lynda.com. Lynda lynda.com. If you guys want to learn any online courses, jump on lynda.com. That's what I did. And or, you know, use your best friend YouTube. And so I just Googled like, okay, so I didn't actually go do a course on how to edit or film or whatever, but I just learned off like Jason, or I just learned off like Matt or whatever. So I got a camera.
Shout outs to Matt Granger and Jason Q.
So they're awesome guys. And then I just jumped on, downloaded like Premiere Pro. I'm like, okay, so how do I edit this? But I did research. I'm like, I didn't want to do it on iMovie because eventually I wanted to like.
You can always tell.
No, I started off. My very first videos like 10 years ago was on Windows Movie Maker or something lame like that.
That's how you start off with.
So I knew that, okay, what were like the pros using, and then that's when I researched, and when I came across something, I just Google it, or I just had this sort of like vision, a little storyboard in my head that, okay, this is what I wanted to film, and this is how I'm sort of going to shoot it and edit it. So that's how I came to be.
Did you find it awkward talking to the camera at first?
Definitely really awkward.
How did you overcome that?
I don't think I have really. Well, I guess like because I film when I'm at home alone, so it's not that, you know,
talk to yourself.
I'm talking to myself, and I also like just keep the bloopers. So I'm watching, I'm like cringing, and I'm like, oh god, I sound like ridiculous, but it's fine. But if I was filming a tutorial and you guys were behind camera, I think I'd sort of like buckle a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I find it a lot easier when I'm talking to you than when I'm just talking directly to a camera.
I think because I know if I'm talking to the camera, if I stuff up, I could just redo it, and no one's ever going to see that.
You have like unlimited takes, you're not taking anyone's time, like you can just
exactly. And I think like, you know, like people forget that sometimes like YouTubers and stuff, they're actually quite introverted, definitely. And
why
I found
else would you be sitting in your room by yourself talking to a camera?
Exactly. So it's sort of it's funny because I've met some girls, and actually like they're really quiet when I've thought like I've seen their videos and they're so bubbly and so talkative. But then you're like, oh wait, okay, it does make sense. So I mean, like I still sort of buckle, and I don't freak out or anything when I'm on talking to camera. It's just a camera. But when I watch myself,
do you visualize someone behind there? Like
no, I just talk to camera. Like I think, well, if I'm doing makeup, then I'm just pretending it's like a client, because when I do makeup for a client, I like to show them or like to explain to them, hey, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just fill in your eyebrows and la-di-da-di-da. This is how I'm going to do it, and sort of teach them. And that's how I was like, okay, if I do that with like real life clients, I can just do that on a video and show like more people. And that's my aim, just to connect with more people and show them, okay, this like it's so simple to do like a smoky eye. You just have to like know the basic steps. So if I can just teach more people, then they can do it themselves and look good for you guys. At the end, I'm thinking about the males. See,
that's what it's all about.
It is.
And the males of New South Wales, thank you.
Definitely.
I still reckon you should, like anyone, whether you or us, we should do one for guys. Like not like the like trannies, lady boy style. So obviously they're just doing what females are. Yeah, makeup.
I can just imagine us walking around with makeup.
No, not makeup. I mean, like there's things like
because
BB
when
cream.
guys go on TV, right, Like they all have makeup on, but it's kind of that natural makeup, and no guy knows.
I've had makeup on before. Like for I was best man for a mate's wedding like a long time ago, and makeup artist took one look at me. I'm like, come here.
Oh,
did a bit of foundation. Yeah, because my pores are terrible, man. But
that's the thing. Guys don't know that. Like no guys know. Oh, okay, my pores are shit. Oh, I gotta put.
But I think guys are looking after themselves. Like
there's a whole bunch of metro guys out there that would be willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's so simple. Like it's just you put a moisturizer on, just have a bit of like BB cream, which is like tinted. So you can just pop that on. It's got SPF, got a bit of like coverage.
Doesn't BB cream feel like foundation a little bit though? Or
it feels like a moisturizer.
Light? Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or like if you have large pores, and you can put like a primer in that just fills in all the pores.
Really?
And it's just matte. It's no color, no nothing.
But it's got to be simple and it's got to be quick. Though.
If you can put moisturizer on, you can just definitely do that.
Ain't no guy gonna spend an hour like just putting on.
I mean, you guys don't need like.
It's so funny because guys will happily spend an hour fixing their hair. But then
okay, so how long do you guys take to get ready?
Depends if I have long hair or short hair.
Okay, so if you're getting ready for you're going to a wedding and you've got sort of like in between hair.
Oh, my girlfriend will tell you it's an hour.
Oh
wow! Really? An hour?
Really? What about you?
No, I take my time. I'll have a shower and I'll come out and then I'll blow dry
always
my hair
late,
and then.
So I'm always in a rush.
Yeah.
You're always in a
rush.
like,
oh shit! Oh, I gotta leave in 20. I'll
just like
come on, man! It takes time to look this good, okay?
A lot of effort, right?
It took me like 20
Oh god,
minutes.
everyone just cringed.
Talking about cringing, do you guys ever get those cringe-worthy moments? Like we were talking about it the other day, like watching someone sing. I can't remember what it was, but like when I see someone doing something embarrassing, I just cringe for them, and it's just like Australian Idol, like someone that's a really bad singer.
That's
it's just like I just cringe. I just cringe, and it's
that's
like,
what
I
I
can't
watch it for,
it.
man.
Yeah,
like those cringe moments.
Yeah, I watch it, but I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah.
You get goosebumps. And you're just like
you feel embarrassed for them, right?
Yeah.
I got a funny story. When I was back in uni, and like this is four single boys walking down uni, prime of our lives, 19 years old or whatever it was, strutting down the
where the chicks
with
are.
Centrelink money in your pocket.
Come on, man, I worked for that shit, all right? No. We're just walking along, and we glanced over in the corner, and just like a little nudge, and go, hey, check her out. And there was like really gorgeous girl walking along, mini skirt back then, and she had these high heels on, and she's walking along, and then next thing you know, pow, trips over and falls on her ass. And the gentleman that we kind of just went. We looked away like we didn't see it. You didn't even
help her.
No, I feel bad to this day that we didn't. We should have rushed over and helped her, because that would have been like, romantic. See, that's the thing. Rom-coms, I know for sure, are written by women, right? Because guys, in reality, this is what we do. We're like, the thing is, for us, it was the most genuinely thing that we could think of to do, like pretend like we didn't see it, so that way she wouldn't be embarrassed. See, we were being gentlemen. But I guess, like really, like if we were going to stick to the whole rom-com ideal of the perfect man,
we'll go and help her.
We'll go and help her, pick her up, lean over, put your hand out, say hi, miss.
But you realise these sort of like cringeworthy like videos or things moments you catch on video, they go viral.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, if like you just do something stupid or you fall over, it goes viral.
I think that all those videos came into effect when Vine started. Those
quick, like
8 seconds, whatever it is. Like, I think that just changed the whole concept of like viral videos. It's like now you don't have to like have a full production or like a kind of production. You can just think of something funny, record it for like
attention span. Yeah, like you just. I
think
people are getting
6
a bit
seconds
lazy.
And then that's it. Yeah, it is
because you're like, I don't want to sit here and watch an intro. I just want to see.
No,
like
I don't want an intro. I don't want to build up. I just want bang. Give me what's the main
instant gratification.
The instant gratification.
It's the next step of evolution. The MTV generation, everything like cuts started getting quicker in movies and film clips, and now it's like. When we first started making videos, we could take our time, like have a 30-second intro and all that kind of stuff. Now you got to get into it within like 5 seconds.
Easily now it's just like you got to get into it, or like people just switch off.
Yeah,
just like that.
Why do you guys think it is? Like, why do you guys think all of a sudden now like people are just so impatient of watching something or consuming something. Like they just
I think,
want
I mean,
that
like, one, the
straight away.
internet. I mean, if you pass the internet, you don't want to sit there.
Too many videos, not enough time, essentially.
Yeah, and then, like, I mean, like, we're on our phones all day, right? And you just sort of just want to, you don't want to kill your data for one.
Yeah.
And you just want to see it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. See?
Don't kill my data, man. This better be good. This better be
I'll
good.
give you 8 seconds.
8
Give you 8
seconds.
seconds and then I'm stopping.
Yeah.
And usually it's like some catchy title. You're like, oh, have to see or must watch or something,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And you're like intrigued. And if it was like some
I'm
long
gonna-
talking thing, you're not going to be, I'm just going to switch off.
I'm
What's the next
gonna
thing?
check the titles of your videos.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I reckon
Not
it'll be
that
like,
great.
it'll be like, ugly girls turn pretty, or you know.
The power of makeup.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think because people are getting lazy nowadays because everything's so just online, you can just search anything
Yeah.
up. If you want to watch a tutorial, if the girl's talking for ages, I don't want to watch it. I just want to.
I just
I've
think it's
searched
just
for this. I just want to watch it instantly.
There's just so much content. Like, I mean, we're just bombarded with content every day.
It's a
It's
good
not
thing,
just
it's a bad thing,
video.
yeah.
It's like music as well.
Yeah.
It's like all forms of media, like photography. Like, we don't actually get to sit back and appreciate like
Yeah.
something that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I download music consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always downloading music.
Oh god,
He-
your hard
he
drive
pay- he
must
pays
be
for it,
like
like,
crazy.
legally, like, I
he
pay for
pays
it, of
for it.
course.
iTunes, of course.
And I can't remember like the last time I've sat down and listened to an album from the first track to the last track and really take it in.
Skip,
Like,
right?
like I'm always like, first 10 seconds, is it catchy? No, bang. Next 10
Yeah.
seconds.
See,
Like,
but that's why like
it's because
harder.
there's so much content. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm downloading like 6 or 7 albums,
Like-
right? That I've paid for,
Yeah.
right? Of course. And so I just want to like listen to shit like just all the time. And I think with videos, that's the same thing. It's just
Yeah,
so
like-
much content. It's just
You
coming
know,
out.
you know when I'm streaming stuff online now, I'll immediately skip forward and I go, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth watching? Like
Yeah.
now, I'll skip to the middle of a movie and go, is it interesting? Nah, just give it.
Do you
watch it
guys
later.
like read reviews and stuff to make sure like, oh, do I want to watch it? Is
Can't
it
trust
worth
reviews
watching?
anymore.
Oh, you can't watch.
Nah.
Oh, I didn't
No.
know that.
Nah, you
There's
can't trust
so
reviews.
much
There's so much
reviews.
bullshit reviews.
Yeah.
So
These
everyone's
guys,
voice.
it's like speaking of online content, one of the big things that I follow now as well is like all these guys that create movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll literally go out and watch a movie, and then within like 5 minutes, within 5 minutes of getting back home, they haven't even had time to sort of like digest and what they've seen, and they just get up there. They just want to be the first one out there with the video, you can't
Just want to get the views.
I
That's
guess,
it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's even the same with music. Like there's an album that just drops and then like 5 minutes later someone posts a review. It's like, how can you possibly listen to that whole album in that one day and then give
skip.
an informed opinion? Like some albums, like it takes like 2 or 3 weeks even to like
Yeah.
really digest some song.
like one.
Same with movies as well, sometimes you watch a movie and then you think it's all right, but then you watch it for the second time or the third time and then you realize, oh, it's actually quite a good
Actually,
movie.
like I get
Yeah.
it now.
I get it now,
Yeah.
I see what's trying to happen there. And so
Yeah.
Like one guy I really appreciate is a YouTuber by the name of Chris Stuckman. He does a lot of movie reviews, but they're really well thought out. Like he'll watch it, maybe he'll leave it for a few days and really have a really well formed opinion about it, and he'll explain why he has that opinion. Like he did this review on Interstellar. I don't agree with his opinion.
I still
all
haven't
of
seen
it.
that.
You still haven't seen it?
Nah,
Go see it. Go see it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan,
yeah.
so I'll definitely see it. But I've had so many mixed reviews on that movie.
Yeah.
Somebody say, "Oh, it's the best movie ever."
Have you seen
movie of the
2001:
year."
Space Odyssey?
Yeah, I've seen.
It's
that,
supposed to
yeah.
be the spiritual remake of that movie.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
And if you watch, like a lot of people, it's like the Citizen Kane syndrome where people say, "Oh, it's a great movie." Have you seen Citizen Kane?
No, I haven't.
It was
actually.
great for what it is
Yeah.
back in that day, but by today's standard, you won't enjoy
you
it.
watch it, it's like,
Yeah, like
okay.
I enjoy it. I have to really be in that mood to appreciate it. And when I watched 2001: Space Odyssey, it's very high concept, very abstract kind of thing. Like I will admit, it is a masterpiece because it conjures up emotions and feelings, and I can't help but feel like was Kubrick's intention when he did what he did when he created that film. But I think Nolan has his own sort of brand of and his own way of sort of
His own
conveying sort of what he wants and his own style, and I think he's achieved it. Like it's very consistent with Nolan films. there's a lot of scenes in there, like when he's in the Tesseract. I won't spoil it for you, but there's certain scenes where it's very reminiscent of Kubrick's like shot composition and set design. Like,
is this what you guys look at? Like when you're a filmmaker now, when you like watch stuff and you're like, oh, that's shot like
it drives
like,
my girlfriend nuts.
Oh, you guys dissect it.
Yeah, we dissect it, and like within the first 2 minutes of Interstellar, I leaned over to my girlfriend. I said, "Hey, see how good of a writer he is. Within 2 minutes, he's introduced the characters, like established.
She's like, shut up, let me watch.
Fuck up, I just let me watch the movie. Like, but this is the things that I appreciate. It's like if like for you, like if you're a makeup artist, like
I look at makeup.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you look at things differently. So it's just
like Hunger Games killed me. It's like
the makeup.
Yeah,
the Hunger Games killed me for a different reason. I was like, what the hell, like.
Oh, you cringed, right?
Yeah.
Like the latest one, the last one, or
I haven't watched the
latest one. It was the one before.
That Fire Flame one.
Yeah.
What was that
number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it, but just haven't. It's 3 hours long. Like, I don't know if I can.
No, it doesn't seem like 3 hours. It just goes like that.
Yeah.
So you can't even like dedicate 3 hours, let alone like 2 minutes to watch like a video.
No, this is different because 3 hour. I've watched 3 hour movies and really appreciate it, right? But just I don't know.
See, Titanic was 3 hours and it felt like 3 hours. Whereas this won't feel.
See,
like 3
I've
hours.
never seen that as well.
What is wrong?
I'm like the only person. I'm the only person in the world. I reckon that has not.
I'm seriously reconsidering our sort of like
friendship,
the alliance with this whole video thing now. Like,
but this is the yin and the yang. Like you see all the popular. I'm not influenced by this stuff. That's how we we work our magic.
True.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But wow.
Everyone freaks out when they say that. You haven't seen Titanic? What's wrong with you? Where have you been? I'm like, I know what happens. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen bits of it on TV and I know everyone dies at the end. So it's kind of...
I mean, you do know the story.
But you know about that scene, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's mandatory.
Everyone knows.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I guess since we're talking about... YouTube and the rest. Like, what's kind of like your favorite YouTuber? Like, let's go around. Let's see who's your favorite and why. Like, who's one that really, when you see them, they got a new video. Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta click on it straight away.
I think I'm guilty of not really watching YouTube much.
What?
Oh, yeah?
But I do like when I do go on, and I'm subscribed to like
videos.
Anna.
I watch myself.
How do you say her last name? I'll just rewatch all my
So
videos.
you don't watch like Natalie Tran?
I do watch her some, but not like religiously. Like I don't wait.
Okay. Yeah.
It's sort of weird now that it's like I've met her and we're somewhat.
That's right. You know her, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So I do her makeup. So it's sort of like I don't know. It's just not as.
Yeah.
It's still funny, but it's just I don't follow her like every week.
I would love to have her on this podcast. That'd be so awesome.
It would be really awesome.
Anyway. So
look it up.
That's So Natalie, if you are interested,
Nat, come on.
No, but like, so you don't follow anybody else?
No, I watch like Michelle Phan's videos and stuff, but I feel like I just watch it just to see what they've sort of put out in the latest trend. Yeah. But I'm not a big YouTube person unless I want to like search.
I guess
something
you're so busy,
specifically.
right? Like with work.
Yeah, I don't even watch TV.
Yeah.
I hate TV. I don't watch it either.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. Only the like this Siege fiasco.
Yeah.
That's probably the most amount of TV I've watched in like
I watched 12 hours straight or something,
last year.
I think because like, I mean, I enjoy making videos and stuff, but I feel like I don't want to waste my time. Like, because when I'm on YouTube, you get stuck there for like an hour or two easily, and time you lose track of time.
Yeah.
But I do have people that I'm subscribed to. What's her name? Anna Canna? God, I can't remember.
Oh,
that one?
Yeah. I think it's Anna Canna, isn't it? Something like, I don't know.
Canna? Something.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's sort of like a Natalie Tran. She's got that humor and like,
she's like the half girl, right? She's like half Jap, half something.
I think so.
Yeah.
She did a really good makeup tutorial one, and it was sort of like you put on. She's doing her makeup, but she'll sort of reword as like I'm putting on my confidence or whatever it is. Like it's just a bit more cheesy, but it went viral because it's just like it's a different tutorial. But yeah, I watch that sort of stuff, or I watch my lynda.com, and then if I can't find it on there, I'll find find
so
stuff.
you're very
on
focused
YouTube.
on what you're doing and what you
Try to be. I mean, like next year, my goal is just to focus on YouTube.
Yeah.
More so than like my business. I mean, I still have my weddings and whatever, but my enjoyment and what I really like to do is my YouTube, because I just seen like, okay, I haven't like really focused much time on it, and it's sort of grown already. So I feel like, oh wow, what if I actually dedicate like next year to doing it? I wonder what can come. And it's crazy now because people do it full time, and so many other doors open for you, and you pretty much like end up having a career being yourself.
Yeah.
That's like,
goal,
I mean, that's
right?
the
For
goal,
everybody,
right? Yeah, like you want to be like paid
to be yourself.
To be yourself. And you can do that now. Could you imagine if like you grew up, you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I just want to be paid for being awesome. Just want to be myself.
I don't know. I think I'm too opinionated to be paid to be myself. I would be asked to tone it down a little bit, I think.
Just tone it down.
Yeah, be yourself, but just tone it. Just
be half of yourself.
Yeah. Just be half of you.
Yeah.
What about you, Ken? What YouTubers do you regularly
there's a whole bunch of them, man, to be honest. I mean, the guy, Adam Savage, the Mythbuster.
Yes.
He's affiliated with this channel called Tested, and they do a lot of podcasts and all that kind of stuff, which is one of the people that influenced me to sort of start a podcast. Another one, I mean, Natalie Tran. She was the first one to really sort of like put YouTube on the map for Australians, or just YouTube in general, and really sort of like put the idea out there that, you don't have to be in mainstream media to sort of really
exactly.
get
I mean, she's done really well, and like even like when I look at her videos and the titles, they're not in like anything that you'd search for, but it's because she's got such a big following.
It's
already.
A sense of humor. It's a sense of humor.
She's so funny.
She's so quick-witted.
It's so smart as well. I mean, it takes her a long time to like write all
I can
that.
imagine. Yeah, I can imagine to write. Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna do a video, and then like, it's gonna be this.
Yeah, the whole like having two of her in the same frame and all the compositing work and everything. It's really.
So did
really
you know
well
she films weddings?
No, I didn't know she films weddings now.
Oh, so her and her partner have like a company, High Tea Films, I think. Yeah, so I see they film like wedding videos and corporate videos and whatnot.
Wow,
and so that's why like her videos are so
well
shot, and they're so like spliced in so nicely.
So what? She was doing that all along? Or?
Yeah, I think she's always been sort of doing that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's one thing.
It's sometimes we see each other at weddings.
Her dad used to be my primary school teacher. One of my primary school teachers. Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun fact. But like people like Natalie Tran, the boys from Tested, the guys from Rooster Teeth, another podcast, Kevin Smith, which I follow. So whenever something new comes out from him, I watch it. There's a whole slew of them, but these are sort of the ones that come to mind.
But hey, isn't it crazy how like normal people these days can pop a channel up and suddenly you from the other side of the world, you watch their videos, and I think it's so crazy. I mean, like with social media and everything, it's just like how people can easily connect with such a big platform now. Yeah, it's crazy. I just can't imagine what like 5 years, 10 years would be like.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this computer coding thing for kids.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it's basically website is jacktechlabs.com, jactechlabs.com.
Link below.
So yeah, just teaching kids how to code, really. I guess, as we are growing up in a digital age, like we just see...
So, wait, code isn't like just like that other language that it's like all that...
Yeah, like computer coding. So there's various languages. So if you go onto a website and you can actually read the code of it.
But you're learning that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's done. I mean, it's done in a way that
I think I have to attend.
You should. Like if you, it's always great to know this. Like especially you're involved in. YouTube as well and making your own content.
Because when I see that, I'm like, what? This is another language. I don't even understand.
Well, I personally believe that it will become just as important as reading and writing. Mm-hmm. Knowing the code. Yeah. So it was actually like a big initiative last week. Mm-hmm. It's a worldwide initiative teaching people how to code, and it was about 70 million people registered. and they just went online and just taught themselves 1 hour of code. So that was really good. And it had all these celebrities involved. Like it had like President Obama. He did like a an introduction video on YouTube on it. It had all these celebrities like Ashton Kutcher.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I can't even name it. Will I Am and some
the
pros.
future generations will be so smart.
Yeah, so because at the moment, like a lot of the kids at the moment, like we're not teaching code in school, and all of the kids, what they're doing is they're consuming a lot of digital media. So they're watching YouTube, playing games. They're just really learning how to consume it and not do anything else, right? So we're going to teach them basically how to actually make things.
I think it's good that so good that you can teach someone how to create something and give.
Be a creator, not a consumer.
I think what we all have in common is like we live to create. Like that's what drives us, and that's what keeps us sane. Like I love creating.
Well, I just don't want the next generation of kids growing up just zombies and just glued to their iPads and just consuming like all this media that comes out.
But it's crazy. I mean, like when we were growing up, I had marbles. Tamagotchi. That was like the closest thing to like fancy technology.
I still have marbles. I still have those.
Marbles,
like,
bonkers with cat eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those
Tarzos.
Could you imagine if you just sort of compare like our generation growing up and then now? It's just like iPads and like iPhones and all that stuff.
It's completely different. Yeah, it's like their mindset.
And we had like, what did we have? Pickup sticks and like this crazy bones and like
footy cards, flicks,
Pokemon. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tarzos,
so it's just basically seeing a way to get kids to learn code, learn how to create online, and hopefully they can build something great. Like
I think that generation when they grow up, like
it's going to be really like the digital aspect of the world. It's going to be hyper,
especially because when you're young you can just pick up things so easily.
Like 3-4-year-old kids are just going on to like Google Play, downloading apps.
2-year-olds, man.
And they're just...
My niece, when she was 2 years old, she was like flicking through the iPad, studying games. And,
I mean, like I see babies that don't even know how to speak it, that can unlock phones.
Yeah, it's insane. They think differently. Like now that when they walk up to a television, they'll start touching the screen.
Everything's touch. They'll
just start touching the screen, like they're trying to swipe it unlock or something. Just different. It's a paradigm shift.
Totally.
And
it's just surprising to me that at the moment the curriculums in primary schools aren't really teaching it. So
it's because there's a new way of thinking. It's not. I don't think the concept is hard. It's only hard for them because they grew up in an age without computers.
Like coding, why would they need that?
It's another form of problem solving. That's all it is. Like it's another form of problem solving, and it's exactly what the name suggests. It's another language, but if you learn to think that way, I feel, because that's my background, you apply, like it's a different mindset, and then you apply that to like your other everyday life. Like when I figure out how to build stuff, like I always kind of catch myself going back into that mindset of like working the problem and trying to figure out and just like breaking it down into smaller problems. Like that's the core concept of software development or programming, whatever, is like if you look at a problem as a whole, it's just too big to handle, right?
Yeah.
But if you break it down to its smaller components, you go, let's focus on this, what the inputs are, what the output is, or whatever the case, and you sort of like
work it,
so little victories at a time. And I think like if you have that sort of mindset, then
you can apply it to so many things.
Yeah,
so many
exactly.
things.
So I mean, even yourself with your YouTube and stuff like for you, like the video is like was a whole foreign thing to you.
Yeah, but I just love learning new things.
Yeah,
that's always been me. I think when I get too comfortable with something, I get uncomfortable.
Yeah,
if that's
I'm the same. Yeah,
it's like if that's
you get
all
bored
you
quickly,
know.
right?
You're always trying to push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah, and I love it. I get so fulfilled. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. You're like, wow, you wowed yourself.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. So you can apply that in so many things.
Yeah. So
that's are you really patient with teaching?
Oh, I'm not a teacher. No, I'm not going to be teaching the courses. It's kind of more doing like the coordinating. I probably will have to, because you'd want to. You want to get your hands dirty into it. But I don't know. I don't know how I would be as a teacher. I don't think I'm that patient, so might have to get someone else to do it.
You can give it a go.
We are.
Yes, Mr. William. Sit down.
Sit.
What? You don't understand? What?
How can you not understand?
This is bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to be really patient.
Yeah, especially with kids as well. So you need someone that's more specialized. So yeah.
Another kid. A 14-year-old kid teaching.
Yeah, a 14-year-old coder. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, they can
Do
relate.
you have any, Tina? Do you have any nieces or nephews or anything? Or?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay. So no kid. No, you haven't got any experience with kids.
Not
Would you say
really,
you're good
nah.
with kids?
Yeah, I think I am. I
Yeah.
mean, like when I am
Teach
around
makeup to
kids.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like come,
Yeah.
come, let me put blush on you. I definitely do want kids one day, just not anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's so hard, like just trying to juggle like business and then your
Yeah.
personal life. It's like,
I know.
and then YouTube, it's sort of like mixed in together.
It's like, I'm busy. Go away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you put videos out like every week?
I
or
don't.
What's your...
I don't like. I
Just
haven't
whenever
actually.
you
I
can?
uploaded
Yeah.
one. I uploaded like an eyebrow tutorial like yet last night.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, I saw
before
that this
that, I
morning when I woke
haven't
up.
like there you go.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
social media.
Yeah. baby.
But I haven't like uploaded in like a couple months. Usually I'm not like I want to be regular and have like
Yeah.
a sort of schedule out because that's when you sort of build your audience and your platform better because then you're like they know okay every Wednesday she puts out a video or
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
know when Nat puts out her videos just how she always ends it and she's always like oh yeah make sure you like you
Yeah, a call to action, right?
Yeah,
Like,
call
rate,
to
comment,
action,
subscribe.
yeah.
But I always found so. Yeah, before I forget, rate, comment, or subscribe. Especially subscribe.
Yeah,
Need your
subscribe.
support. But help.
yeah.
But,
But I
no,
think
so-
it's just putting that call to action definitely has to be it's like one of those mandatory things
Yeah,
you have to
I
have in
always
your
forget.
videos.
I need
Just
Will.
put it at the end.
I need Will
Just
here
put
as
it
my
like-
producer because he, like Will's like a gun salesman. So he'll remember. Oh, plug this. Like make sure you
Yeah,
ask
just
him
put
to.
it right at the end, in the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Just cut us out and just put it, subscribe.
Subscribe. It's like
The explosions in the background. Subscribe.
that could work. That would probably work.
Yeah.
You'd get their attention. You just have a
See
sudden
if
peak
they
of
make
the
it that
audio.
far.
Yeah,
See if they make
I know.
it
I
all.
know.
You just have to have like subscribe.
They'll get to 8
flashes.
seconds. This is bullshit. And just like.
Yeah.
Damn.
What? The video's still going? It's been 8 seconds already.
But I
Yeah.
think you can
Get
see
out.
like when like your viewership like drops off and stuff.
Yeah. You can.
Like, yeah.
And YouTube now you can see like when they actually stop watching your video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which I haven't really looked at. I'm afraid to look really because my podcast is so
I don't
long.
look at it too
They get to
much
like 5
either.
minutes and
drop.
Yeah.
Probably no one's tuning in right now. It's like we can just talk about anything. No one's probably watching, right? Because
you're
everyone's
gonna make my
like,
life hard because
switched
then I have
off.
to edit all this crap out.
No, we're leaving
Ain't
it.
nobody got time for this.
Nah,
So
we just
you-
go, oh, the speaker's dropped out again. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I just do
Microphone's dropped out of
random
it.
jump cuts because that's the
Yeah.
thing these days. Like Natalie actually commented it like a couple of years ago because she dropped off the radar for a while when she worked
did,
for mainstream, and her videos are so well cut together. She actually cuts the cutaways and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, I started noticing all these people doing vlogs. They just jump cut.
Yeah.
Like one other person I follow is David So. Shout out to David So. I think you're awesome. But he does a lot of jump cuts, and I think that's the popular thing to do. Even I do it sometimes now.
It is because like when you have a pause, you have something like with no
Yeah.
audio, nothing really good. Like you're not
Yeah.
filming anything
the
fancy.
proper thing. Here's a tutorial, boys and
Oh,
girls.
okay.
The proper thing to do is to have a wide shot and a tight shot. And when you want to cut like that, we do it all the time professionally.
Mm-hmm.
When we do talking head interviews, we have an offset view and a maybe another view. So
Ooh, I gotta learn this.
and then what you do is you cut between the two. So like you work on your cut first, and then you'll cut from one
So
angle to the
ultimately,
other.
I need to kind of set
You're
up.
basically hiding the cut. Essentially, that's what you're doing. So the conversation seems like it flows.
But it
and
doesn't.
that's what I'm doing now. I've got 2 angles. Like that's what I would like.
Mm-hmm.
That's so yeah. That's what you need to do.
That's what I gotta work on then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should teach out like two cameras, and then whenever like
God, it's gonna get technical. Because I
Yeah,
right now
whenever,
I use
like,
my
you know,
Canon
run
and I
out
just
of
plug it
these
into
kind
my
of-
laptop so I can see it, and then I can sort of focus myself and do all that jazz.
Yeah.
But if I have my Nikon,
Or if you only have one camera, another trick is see, this is another tip. I should be charging for this stuff. But what you should do is when you do the jump cuts, you punch in on the second shot. So you like do a digital zoom, and so it hides the cut again. So you might do like
so
a
it just
medium
looks
shot.
different. So
It
ultimately,
looks
you just want to look
different.
different. So it's not like
so it's not
jump.
like the whole point of a cut is so it's not jarring.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So you want to make it look like you cut.
Make it flow.
Okay, I'm going to try that in my next video.
Yeah. Because like back to my point was Natalie Tran, like I could tell like she posted up and it was it just reflected my thoughts. It was like, she was like, oh, so jump cuts are in now or something along those lines. Like she was just basically having a dig at all these new guys that just, just doing jump cuts. And yeah, because one of the first things you learn when you edit is no jump cuts, please. No jump cuts. That's
like the number one rule.
Yeah. It's seriously the first rule you ever learn is like no jump cuts. And if the cut's too jarring, don't do it. Like, yeah, that's the first thing you ever learn. So lynda.com.
Lynda.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you should put up a course on lynda.com.
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe
have you thought about doing that, like somewhat like a tutorial?
Oh no, I've thought about. Like I've spoken to Will about it. I've talked about it for a couple of years now. like
years.
Yeah. I just never got around to it. I don't know. Yeah, just
I think because
the prospect of coming up, like doing regular videos and just teaching
not
people,
even like so regular. I think like it'd be really cool to see someone do a tutorial like Instagram videos are 15 seconds. Like what's the best way to like make use of that instead of just like
I think if there was a quick way for me to do it, like I've always felt like I should, give back because I feel very fortunate that I've been able to do what I do, like leave like whatever job I was formerly trained for and be able to sort of like earn a living doing this now,
like
and
full-time.
All the people that have sort of taught me and helped me along the way, and I feel like I want to give back a little bit. Yeah, but
it's all about giving back.
Give me your camera.
It's just hard, like trying to find the time to do regular. I mean, you know yourself, like just trying to create regular tutorials is hard,
It's hard, but you could totally do it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I went from that mindset. It's like making all these excuses and really like if I just cut down on something else, if I just didn't do this or do that and had time, I could do it. Hey, I could stay up late and do it.
Yeah, baby steps, man. I'm doing a podcast now. Maybe you never know. Maybe the next step is tutorial videos.
Yeah, I mean that could be in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build up my confidence of talking to the camera, I guess, first.
You're talking to yourself ultimately.
Yeah.
If you can talk to yourself, if you can check yourself out in the mirror, you'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
You have no problems.
You have no problems with your hair for an hour.
Send it with blow dryer.
1 hour. You'll be fine, mate.
You guys could be like the Aussie Wong Foos.
No, I think I think I would rather be the Aussie Vice.
Vice.
That's.
Can you merge the two? Do you actually like big shoes, with Vice, you actually see like who's behind the camera and like there's a face to it, or that's just like
they got reporters.
So familiar faces that you always sort of,
and they've got like offices all around the world.
Different.
I met one guy that shot for them once. I don't know how often he shot for them, but apparently he shot for them once before. And so I like just judging by that, I think they use different photographers from around the world, and they just use whatever resources they can get their hands on to get the story.
To just get the story. They're all about the story. But I think with nowadays, even like when you have like a business or like if you're a filmmaker, people want to know you. Like, not just like they appreciate your work, but they'd appreciate it more if they know.
Yeah, like an identity, really.
Because everything's so more personal. Like not saying like if you're like a big company, then obviously having one face is not the ideal. But like say like with small businesses and stuff, it's always nicer to get to know the actual person behind it all, and I think it just helps to build a relationship.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that like you want to be known like
I
cool?
totally agree, because I think that comes from the fact that social media has become like, even though it's so personal, it's become very impersonal, because it's everything's a front. Like I don't think, I'm not saying that people do it on purpose, but nobody wants to post depressing shit all the time.
Exactly,
like,
no one
so
does.
people avoid. So like that would think that things were rosy all day long.
Like, you guys seen that video of that guy? It went viral of a guy that basically was posting stuff on his Facebook, but then in real life, like it was actually completely opposite of what's happening.
No, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Yeah.
No. But I think that a lot of people.
Is it a short film?
Yeah, it's like a short film. It goes about 2 to 3 minutes long.
I've seen it.
But he's saying like, for example, having the time of my life, and
but he's really depressed and alone.
And then afterwards, it's just him and he's sitting somewhere alone with a bottle of alcohol.
But it's sad it's sad to think that you need that sort of like connection with people that don't really matter. Like I mean, like your friends and family and stuff, but other strangers that click like and you suddenly get a bit of a fulfillment from a like, and you're like, you're not defined by how many followers or how many likes you have. It's just, you know, and you don't have to sort of fake your life to be amazing, because at the end of the day, it's your life, you know.
Yeah, like that's why I think like the next generation that's grown up on this, that's like it's all they've known. See, because we've grown up on like without the internet, without social media, so we've seen both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next generation, they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
They just know, oh, how am I going to get the word out there? How am I going to invite my friends to a party? Oh, you know, chuck it on Facebook and things. Like they've never seen it done anywhere, like any other way. So it's going to be really interesting to see where it goes. Like, it's I don't know. It's like elements of reality TV and elements of sort of like, I mean, it all started from vlogging, obviously, but I think back to the subject of
like being
fake and genuine and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think that's the reason why I think maybe, you know, you have such a level of engagement with your social medias, because like for you, it's like what you see is what you get. Like I've seen your videos, and I know you in real life, and like it's the same. You're the same, you know. Like some people they put on a front, and it's it just comes across disingenuous.
I think it just
and
doesn't
people can
last
tell.
long either. I mean, like, best to be yourself, like, because
it's easier.
It's easier to be yourself for one, and I think like if you're comfortable with who you are, then that's what's gonna like boost, you know, everything else, because you're not looking for other people's like judgment and stuff, like their approval.
And it's not always about like being PC either. Like some people think, oh, you just want to sort of like, you know, speak to to popular opinion. Maybe you'll get like, I've got a big shout out to my friend Johnny Dang. He's a personal trainer, and he runs like free boot camps in Parramatta and all that kind of stuff.
I think I got to meet him.
Yeah, and he is quite outspoken when it comes to things like that. Like he's very opinionated. He's not afraid to sort of voice his opinion, and people just love him because, you know, he's genuine.
He's just like authentic people. Like people appreciate it. Be yourself.
Yeah. So Dangers, Johnny Dang, big shout out to you. So So I think. I mean, unless you guys have anything to add about...
No. How long did we go for? It seems like
an hour and a half.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, if anyone's still watching, thank you for watching.
Yeah, I know. It's way past the 8-second threshold.
That's amazing. Everyone's watched 1.5 hour podcast.
Yeah, all my podcasts are about an hour long. So.
It would just be our parents watching it and our partners.
Yeah, so hi Tina's mom.
Hi mum, thanks for watching. I don't even understand what I'm saying, but thanks.
So
she's like going, what the hell is this? What are you guys talking about?
What? Who are these two guys?
Will's family, hello. How are you doing?
Hey mum, hey dad.
Well, yeah, I think we had a really good talk.
Yeah.
We covered a wide array of things, lots of
definitely.
topics, and hopefully you guys found it interesting. And subscribe.
And all without taking a single shot of alcohol.
That's amazing.
Unlike the other night.
I saw that other one. Yeah.
So shout out to the Good Squad.
Will you be doing another podcast like before Christmas or anything?
I don't know.
I just came here for the beers, man. So
we'll crack a few open off camera, but I'll probably get one more in. Maybe not before Christmas, after Christmas, before New Year's.
You can say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Got to do the Bitcoin one. I'll chat. I'll go on and on.
Yeah, no, we'll do the Bitcoin. I'll charge the batteries because I know that's going to go on for like 3 hours.
That's going to be hectic.
So this has been the podcast, the Merry Christmas podcast.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And so thank you, Tina and Will, for coming in and speaking to me today. I feel like I'm getting better. You know, my mic voice is getting a bit better.
Oh, your mic voice.
My mic voice. I'm working on it. So
do you do like the vocal warm ups when like before you come in?
La 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 la.
Yeah. Everyone's probably switched off now.
But thank you guys for coming in, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And to everybody out there as well. So so this is Kian signing out. See you later.